So have you heard about the online real estate investment platform called Fundrise and been wondering what the heck it is? Well, today I'm going to be giving you the pros and cons of the platform, who it's recommended for, how much it costs, and we're going to take a look into my portfolio and whether or not I'm going to stick with it or ditch it. Hi, this is Camilla, the Focus Spender, and welcome to my channel. On my channel, I teach you how to save more money, get out of debt, and invest so that you can build wealth and leave a lasting legacy. So a few years back, I heard about the online real estate investment platform called Fundrise, and I was really intrigued and I really wanted to give it a try. And then I started to do some more research and I was seeing a lot of mixed reviews. So I thought, you know what, maybe this is not the time. Maybe I should just let this sit and simmer and either just forget about it or try something else. Well, years have passed by and I still really haven't gotten into real estate investment, and I really want to do that. This was one of my goals for this year. No matter what, invest more in real estate. I live in New York City where housing prices are astronomical. So I have my little co-op that I love, but in terms of buying a house, I'm not really ready to drop $800,000 on some house that might not be move-in ready or probably kind of small. So I need to come up with a different solution, and this is a solution that I'm trying out for now. So what is Fundrise? So Fundrise is an online real estate investment platform that was started in 2014. It allows investors to buy into private, commercial, and residential properties by pooling their assets. So crowdfunding for real estate. They have over 150,000 investors, and according to their website, they have an average investment return of 8.76% to 12.42%, and this is from the periods 2014 through 2019. Now, what is your money invested in? Your money is invested either in an E-REIT or an E-fund, which is specific to Fundrise. So these are limited liability companies that hold real estate projects in your portfolio. And so what you're doing is you're buying shares of these companies, allowing you to diversify your money. So Fundrise has 5 different account levels. The cheapest one is a starter plan, which is $500. And then they go to $1,000 for basic, $5,000 for core, $10,000 for advanced, and $100,000 for premium. I have the $1,000 basic account, which allows for dividend reinvestment. So you do get quarterly dividends. You can create and manage goals, and this will allow them to decide when they have new projects, what projects to add to your portfolio. And for each friend you invite, you get 3 months of advisory fees waived. And for a listing of the full plan types, I will definitely leave more information in the description box below. So how much does it cost? Well, they have an annual advisory fee of 0.15%. So for $1,000, that's $1.50, and an annual management fee of 0.85%. So for $1,000, that's $8.50 per year. Now this might sound low, but in actuality, this is 1% of your money going to fees at minimum, which is not low at all. And you know, I don't like fees. I'm always looking for the cheapest thing. So how Fundrise explains their fees and tries to show that they may be cheaper, and this might be true, but we would really have to sit and do the math. They try and show that they are cheaper than investing in like the Vanguard VNQ, which is Vanguard's ETF that holds multiple different REITs, real estate investment trusts, because Vanguard's ETF, you're paying 0.12% in fees every year, which is far lower than 1%. They're saying that you're paying fees that are in the individual REITs that are in Vanguard's ETF, which might be true, but honestly, we would have to do a huge comparison of results from their portfolio versus Vanguard's to understand if this is really true or not. So what are the pros and what are the cons of using Fundrise? The main pro is the low startup fee. It's very easy to get into real estate investing using Fundrise with their starter plan of only $500, and it's open to non-accredited investors. So a lot of times people want to invest in real estate investment trusts, but they can't because they're not an accredited investor. And an accredited investor is someone that has a net worth of $1 million excluding their home, or they make $200,000 a year as an individual, or as a couple with their spouse, they make at least $300,000 a year. And that allows that person to invest in riskier investment deals. So Fundrise allows the average person who is not making a huge salary, who does not have a high net worth, to invest in something like this. So they do have an IRA plan that you can open up on their website, and this allows you to not have to pay taxes every year on the dividends that you receive. Now, the cons, in my opinion, really center around the high fees. So you do have high annual fees. Like I said earlier, they have a way to explain how it could be cheaper than using a regular REIT like through Vanguard, and you can read more about that below. I'll leave a link to their detailed description on their fee structure. But then also the redemption fee. This is not for someone who wants to put their money in, flip it, let it sit for a year and pull it out. Not at all. There are fees associated with early redemption. So if you put your money in and within those first 90 days you decide you want to take your money out, you can take it out penalty free. Within 91 days to 5 years, they have a redemption fee schedule that I think maybe starts at like 3 or 4% of your money will be taken out in fees. So if you try this out, you have to decide very quickly whether or not you want to keep it. At 5 years, then you can take your money out without penalty, but then there is like a withdrawal schedule that they provide. So it's kind of illiquid, meaning it's not that easy to pull your money out. So you really want to think about that before you put any money into Fundrise. In response to the relatively illiquid nature of Fundrise, they did add a third fund called Interval Fund, which is a more liquid option than e-REITs or e-funds. And there's no penalty for liquidating shares of those funds quarterly. So there is an option if you do want to take out some money, if your money is invested in an interval fund. So who do I recommend Fundrise for? I recommend Fundrise to someone who is a long-term investor, who is willing and able, that is the better word, who is able to leave their money in their account for at least 5 years. So if you are looking for a quick profit, please just forget this. This is not for you. And I also recommend it for someone who is looking to diversify their portfolio and is looking for capital preservation. So you're not necessarily looking to have explosive growth in a short amount of time. You really want to preserve your capital. You want something safe, secure. This is probably something for you. I really wanted to try it because, like I said, I want to diversify my portfolio. I don't want to have all of my money in stocks. I want to make sure some of my money is in real estate. So if the stock market goes crazy, I have something, to hedge my bet against. So let's go ahead and take a look at my portfolio so you can see where my money is and what's happening. So this is my Fundrise account. As you can see, I became an investor with them on February 2021. I have the basic account level and I have invested $1,000. One thing I do like about the Fundrise platform is that it is very transparent. You can clearly see how much you've earned in dividends, how much you've earned in appreciation, so interest earned, and any fees that you have paid, your advisory fees that you've paid. Clearly, I have had no activity. The quarterly payments of dividends will happen a month after the quarter ends. So the quarter ended March 31st. So I think I can expect to see a dividend payment at the very end of April. So here you can see your portfolio. So another thing I like about them is that it is very transparent as to what your money is invested in. So when I first started, I was given these 4 properties, single family rentals in Texas and in Florida. So this one is in Florida. You can see the investment size. So it was 10 homes. The investment size was $2.6 million. So then as time went on, they started adding properties to my account. So then I got a portion of stabilized apartments in Georgetown, Texas, as well as stabilized apartments in Odessa, Florida. So as they enter into new investment deals, they will add to your portfolio depending on what your goals are and if it is a good fix for what you want to do. As you can see here, all of my properties are in the interval fund. So I should be able to redeem something on a quarterly basis if I choose, but the way I am a buy and hold type of girl. So more than likely I won't be redeeming anything if I decide to continue with Fundrise. And here you can create your goal so that they know what type of new projects they should be adding to your accounts as time goes on, whether you want your money for retirement, whether you are looking to preserve some capital because you're going to be making a large purchase, you want to save towards your child's education, or you want to build wealth. Obviously, something that's focusing on building wealth will likely be a little bit riskier because the way to build wealth is to be a little bit riskier with your money. And if you go to features, you can do other things. You can invite friends, and then that way you can help avoid some of your fees. But then you can automate your investment. So if I wanted to invest on a recurring basis once or twice a month, I can enable auto invest. And once my account is up and running, then I can come to performance, and then I can see what my quarterly returns are. And then I can review my annual returns, and I can look at my account value. Nothing has happened because I've only had this account for a little over a month, and I haven't been adding any money, and I haven't received any quarterly dividends as of yet. So I have to be 100% transparent. I am still kind of on the fence with Fundrise. I like the transparency. I like what I see, but part of me is like, is it just bells and whistles? I did read a blog post that someone shared about an experiment that they're doing. They put in $1,000 into Fundrise, and then they put $1,000 into Vanguard's REIT ETF. And I think they did this maybe about 3 or 4 years ago at this point, and they're monitoring the performance to see which one is better. And Fundrise is currently outperforming Vanguard by at least $200. So I think the value of their Fundrise account is like $1,371, and their value of their Vanguard account is like $1,100, $1,150, something like that. So I am seeing the potential, and I'm thinking that I'm going to do a similar experiment where I'm just going to leave this $1,000, and then I'm going to invest $1,000 in Vanguard just to see what the difference is. And then maybe over time, when I get a little bit more comfortable, I'll start putting money into my Fundrise account on a recurring basis. Or I might come back in 3 weeks and say I took out all my money. I'm just not sure, guys. I'm just not sure. So why don't you leave me a comment below and let me know what you've heard about Fundrise, whether or not you tried it, whether or not I should just stick with it, or if I should just go ahead and ditch it. I hope you liked this video. Be sure to share it with your friends and follow me on social media. You can find me at Focus Spender on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and I will talk to you guys later. Thanks. Bye-bye.